In three, two, one. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to the Discourse, the very first edition, actually, for this academic year, with yours truly, Olugbenga Oyeniran. And I have with me Mr. Adeola Adebowale Morotito, a leading school head in Ibadan, Southwest Nigeria. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so
So
very
glad to
much.
be
So
on
glad
the
to be
program this
on the
morning.
program this
Like you
morning.
said, the
Like you said,
first for
the
this
first
academic
for this
session.
academic session.
Thank you very much, sir. We're happy to have you. So, I just wanted you to tell us briefly, about yourself, a short version before I let the viewers know, what I call the details. A brief
Okay.
introduction of yourself.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Just like we see,
Just like we
my
see,
name is Adeola
my name
Adebowale
is Adeola
Morotito.
Adebowale Morotito.
I'm a school head
I'm a
here in
school head
Ibadan,
here
or
in
your
Ibadan,
state.
or your state.
Equally, I'm an
Equally, I'm an
educational consultant.
educational consultant.
I deal with training
I deal with
teachers,
training teachers,
consulting
consulting
for schools
for
in
schools
terms of
in
leadership
terms
and
of
management
leadership and
consulting
management consulting
and
and
recruitment.
recruitment.
At the same time,
At
I
the same
also
time,
have
I also have
different platforms where
different
I
platforms
address
where I address
different
different
stakeholders in the school
stakeholders in the
business,
school business,
school leaders,
school
that
leaders,
is head of
that is head
schools,
of school,
school owners,
school
and then
owners, and
teachers,
then teachers,
teachers on
teachers
purpose,
on purpose,
the educational
the
leadership
educational
lab,
leadership lab,
and
and
Monadel educational
Monadel
consultant.
educational consultant.
Thank you very much, sir. I was about to
So,
say that you had left out the aspect of teachers on purpose because I'm a part of that and I've been there for a while and I've benefited,
very well.
quite well. For those who do not know, Mr. Deola Adebowale Morotito is, like he said, a school administrator and is also an educational consultant. Um, One clear thing that drives him is purpose. And he has been doing this for well over 12 years, during which he has grown to become a school head in the process. So he's not um, new to the game, so to speak. He graduated from the University of Ibadan, where he gained a bachelor's degree in teacher education with a combination of English and Christian religious studies. And actually, he began his educational journey, so to speak, as a classroom assistant in a school in Akure. So that goes to show that you can start from anywhere, and grow, which is, if you ask me, the best way to grow in anything. Start from the basics and get better as time goes on. Um, is currently the head of school at a leading school in Ibadan, and is here with us today to do great justice to this topic, which is basically what your employer wants from you. So, sir, let's begin this way. You are a school head, but before you became a school head, you were once in the classroom. What was it like
Very well.
in that period and in your experiences with your school heads while you were a teacher?
Okay, well, thank you so
Okay,
very
well, thank
much.
you so very much.
I think let me
I
start
think
this way.
let me start this way.
First impression lasts
First impression lasts
longer, so they
longer,
say.
so they say.
My foray
My
into
foray
the
into
education
the
sector
education sector
was not
was not
accidental in any way. It
accidental
was
in any
quite
way. It was
purposeful.
quite purposeful.
I deliberately went
I
into it
deliberately
as
went
what I
into it
wanted to
as what
do.
I wanted to do.
So, like I was saying,
So,
first
like I was
impression,
saying, first impression,
It started from the interview
stage.
I made sure that I was able to wow
wow
the school owner,
the school
and the
owner
school head
and the school
during
head
the
during
interview session.
the interview session.
So
So
when I got in,
when I got in,
I discovered that there were
I discovered
gaps.
that there were gaps.
I'm a kind of person that I
I'm the
observe
kind
a
of
lot.
person that I
So I
observe a
discovered
lot.
that there
So
was
I
a gap,
discovered that there was a gap,
and then I decided to say, okay, I can
I
work
can
on this gap.
work on this gap.
Mm.
Are you hearing me?
Are you hearing me? Are you?
Can you hear
Yes,
what I'm
I
saying?
am,
Can
sir.
you hear what I'm saying?
I can. I can.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So
So I
person that once I see gap somewhere,
somewhere,
I want to do
I want
something
to do
about it.
something about.
Mm.
So I made myself
I made myself
um,
um
available to
available
do
to
my
do
job
my
and
job
then do
and then
things that I
do
feel that
things that I
lagging
feel that
one way or the other.
lagging one way or the other.
Okay.
Beautiful enough,
Beautiful
there
enough,
were others
there were
ahead of me
others ahead
with
of me with
better qualification.
better
But
qualification.
within the
Wow.
space
But
of
within the
2 terms,
space of 2 terms,
I was able to get
I was able
promotion.
to get promotion.
Mm.
Rapidly.
Rapidly.
I
Just
got
two
I
terms.
got a new class.
a new
And
class, and
you said
you said
He said you got promoted within 2 terms.
yes, very well. Within
yes,
two
very
terms.
well within 2 terms.
That's amazing.
Within 2 terms,
Within two
because I
terms,
was able to
because I was able
come up
to
um,
come up
gaps. I was able to come
gaps.
up
I was
with
able to come up
innovative
with
ideas.
innovative
I was able
ideas.
to,
I was able
put
to,
myself
put myself
useful in
useful
so many
in so many
places that I feel I
places
can
that I
do. It's
feel
not
I
as if I
can
know
do.
that I
It's
can't
not
do
as if
them,
I know that
or
I
I can
can't
do
do
them,
them,
and then
or
I
I
have
can
just
do them,
hold
and then I
myself
have just hold
without
myself
doing anything.
without doing anything.
Please, anytime you're not,
Please,
you
anytime
can't
you're
hear
not,
me, please,
you can't hear me, please,
He said, anytime I can't hear you, I should let you know.
Very well,
Very
please.
well, very well, please.
Okay, I can hear you very well right now. Now,
All right, thank you, sir.
I
So,
feel,
like I
I
was saying,
feel.
like I was saying,
Continue, sir.
okay, like I was saying,
like I was saying,
the school owner took
the school
notice of
owner
that.
took notice of that.
The school head also
The
took
school head
notice of
also
that.
took notice of that.
So
Mm.
I think I
So
spent 3 years
I
there.
spent 3
By
years
my
there.
second year,
By my
I became
second,
the assistant head teacher because I was always
year,
doing things that was
I
helping
became
the
the
school.
assistant, doing things that was helping the school.
So it wasn't as if I was just sitting and teaching in the
So it wasn't
classroom
as
and
if
then
I was just
expecting my
sitting and
salary.
teaching in the
No, I
classroom
was
and then
making
expecting my
myself
salary.
useful.
No, I was making myself useful.
Okay, okay, okay. Please continue, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. So
The school head took
the
notice
school
of that,
head took
brought me
notice of that,
closer. So
brought
over
me
time,
closer.
we had
So over time,
professional
we
discussions.
had
We had a lot of
professional
discussions around the
discussions. We had
school
a lot of
growth,
discussions around the
classroom
school growth,
activities,
classroom
and all that.
activities,
Even when there are issues that
and
she's
all that.
supposed to discuss
Even when
with
there are that
probably
she's supposed
people
to
ahead of
discuss with
me, she
probably
believes, okay, let me
people ahead
talk
of
to
me,
Mr.
she
Adebowale
believes, okay, let
and
me
see
talk to
what
Mr.
he's going to
Adebowale
say.
and see
Wow.
what he's going
You
to say.
understand? So
You understand?
Yeah.
I was able to work
I was able
closely
to
together with
work
them.
closely together with them.
And that helped
Beautiful,
me
beautiful.
in
And
a
that helped
way,
me in a
in
way,
my classroom to make
in
success
my
out of whatever I
classroom
was
to make
doing. A lot
success
of those
out of whatever I
students
was
right now,
doing. A lot of those students right now,
I think
I
one of
think
them is already
I
serving
think one
right
of them
now.
is already serving right now.
Wow, 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 wow. That's very impressive. That's very impressive. So that was basically the beginning of the journey for you.
Very well,
Um,
very well.
Very well, very well.
Now I want to use that as a base room, right?
Yeah. Are you there?
A classroom, or can
Sorry,
you
the
hear me, sir?
network.
Sorry, the network.
Can you come up with that
Can you
again?
come up with that again?
I said now you're no longer in the classroom, right?
Yes, yes. I'm still in the classroom anyway.
Yes, I'm still in
So
the classroom anyway.
okay, so I wanted to ask now as a school head, how often do you have to recruit people into the workforce?
Wow, that's a big question. I won't deceive you. That's a big question. I won't deceive you. That's a big question because this is something we have to go over, go through almost every term, one way or the other. One way or the other. And after the COVID-19 lockdown, it has been another thing entirely. We have to recruit almost every time. Teachers leaving for various reasons. One people that cannot probably handle workplace pressure, people that cannot handle interpersonal relationship, people that does not understand how the place of workplace run. And then they come in and then they feel you're not doing it right, one way or the other. So for a lot of reasons like that, aside from the fact that I recruit from my school most of the time, I also recruit for other schools, and I see what we go through most of the time.
So, for you, sir, like I said in the details of the program, I actually went ahead and spoke with many school owners because I happen to be at a point in my teaching career where, just like you said, I'm not a member of management, but major decisions are taken and I'm involved in the discussions that lead to them. So I practically enjoy my work, but when I interact with teachers, I don't hear the same thing. I hear complaints, I hear people practically saying that they're not being appreciated, that they're, according to them, doing so much and being given so little. So from your own sitting position and a privileged position as a school head, what do you look out for in someone that you want to employ, for instance?
Okay, thank you. Let me start from where you actually started. A lot of time we've heard about this teachers not being appreciated, laying the fault at the feet of the administrators. The administrators also believing that teachers are not doing enough. I feel that the missing point is the lack of understanding between the teachers and the administrators. Understanding in what regard? Understanding based on what do you want as a school. What is your vision? There was a time I was in an interview session.
Yeah.
And the interviewer asked me, what do you know about us? Why do you want to join us? Luckily enough for me, I've read up about their vision and their mission, and that gave me this belief that we can work together. If I had not done that, believe me, I may not have even attended the interview. But we have a lot of people that don't understand where the school they are joining is driving. For me, as an educator, I belong to the school of thought that says that a child should not use a book ahead. So if I'm taking up a job in a school, I should know if they are using a book ahead or not. If they are, I may not be able to join them. Because I don't see the reason why a child needs to use a book ahead. You understand? So it is important that before you join in an organization as a teacher, you must understand. Sorry, I'm going to be using the word organization more than institution or school. Why? Because people don't understand that a school is also an organization. And so when you give rules, when you give codes of conduct, people feel that why do we need that? Why do you have to do that? And then when you tell them this is what is operational in other organizations, they tell you this is a school. A school is also an organization because it's a business.
It's even meant to be the most organized organization.
Exactly. The others will pattern towards. But many of them don't understand. So I'm going to be using the word organization more. So basically, you must understand the organization you are going. What is their goal? What is their vision? What is their plan? What are those things that makes them stand out, that they want to focus more? For me, in my school, one of the things we focus more is language immersion. The second thing is spelling. You must be able to spell very well. And you must be able to learn at least three different languages before you leave the first 6 years of primary education.
Are those
So you must
understand
foreign languages, because we are trying to build global citizens. Aside from the L1. Aside from the L1 being Yoruba, or as the case may be, any other language of environment. But basically, you must be able to learn at least French, English, and Spanish.
Wow.
That would position you as a global citizen. So that when you find yourself anywhere else in the world, you are able to collaborate with your colleagues, as students coming up. You must be able to collaborate with them over there. Not even competitiveness now, but collaborate.
True.
With them. So basically, what I look out for. The first thing I look out for is your professionalism. And it starts from the moment you step into the gate. Because if I notice the way you attended, the way you spoke with the security personnel, the way you introduced yourself when you got to the reception, everything matters to me. There are CCTV cameras everywhere. Some may not have the luxury of that. But the moment you step into my office, your interview starts. It starts with your dressing. It starts with your composure. It starts with your greeting. It starts with how you introduce yourself. I start looking out for those things. So when we go into the interview proper, as much as possible, I'm saying this, before we feel, are we going to a military camp? When I conduct interview, I make it as easy as it can be. I tell them, I will handle this in the usual official way. I'm going to make the usual traditional way. Let me make it traditional. I'm going to handle it in a way that you'll be comfortable. You're going to be at ease, and you're going to be able to express yourself. You are human. I am human. You either get the job or you don't get the job. So that is the way I run my interview. But the moment I start engaging with you, and I see that you don't even understand, and I've seen this play out many times. They just come in and tell you that I can work under pressure. I can be professional. Present yourself. State the things that you know about the job you're taking. So when I talk about professionalism, I'm going to look at how professional are you. Okay, let me make it. Professionalism vis-a-vis expertise. How professional and are you an expert in the subject matter you are applying for? Classroom management. Interpersonal relationship. Many times when I ask people that have been interviewed, I ask them, what do you think should be your relationship with other members of the school community? And I've not seen any of them being able to problem doesn't most of them anyway. They've not been able to convince me.
Wow.
Because they tell you, my own is just to come to the class, teach the child. The administrator is in charge of parents, and so many. No. You are also part of the school community. The parents are part of the school community. You must be able to build a professional relationship across all members of that community. The management, all the teachers, your students, other staff members in the premises, the parents, you must be able to build relationship across with all of them. So I look at professionalism vis-a-vis expertise as the first. As the first. So you must be able to convince me during the interview session, because the moment I say this most of the time. When I make mistakes, I own up to it. The first few years when I started recruiting, there was a particular case where I made a very big mistake. I, in my mind, thought that I'll be able to teach that person, teach that applicant, when we eventually employ the person. That was a mistake. A mistake because it is not everybody that is willing to become teachable.
Wow.
So the moment you did not impress in your interview, I don't have any business bringing you on board, believing that I'm going to start, because many times out to be a very bad venture. If I bring you on and I say I want to train you, many of the times, at the end of the whole session, we will have drained up ourselves, and then you feel that you're going because this work environment is not good.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm with you. So, yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing I look out for, like I said, is professionalism and expertise. I ask you questions, but I am not after the how do I put this? I'm not after the programmed response you have already. Are you with me, sir?
I am.
Okay, I'm not after your programmed response. I am after that response that is not pre-planned. So I'm going to give you a lot of scenarios. I'm going to give you a lot of instances of things that happen in the classroom, that happens in the school, that happen with parents, that happen between administrators and teachers, that happen between even teachers and teachers. And I'm going to give you those experiences and ask you your answer to them. It is in your answer that I'm going to know if you are actually professional enough in handling them, or if you're actually an expert in that field that you're coming into. Someone will be asking right now, what about a first timer? What about someone that is just graduating without any experience? Sorry, there is an experience. Okay, let me also say this. If you are not in the education line, probably you did not study education, I don't have any business with you. That is me, except if that role is not for a teaching staff. If it's non-teaching, I can have business with you at that point. But once it is the other way around, I don't have any business with you. So when you're coming in and you tell me that you don't have experience, I tell you, no, you have an experience. Your teaching practice period, no matter how short it is a time of experience. That time you use, all your holidays, when you are able to do one or two things, they form your experiences. And a lot of time, you see a lot of them come in and they tell you, well, I'm a Christian, or I'm a Muslim, or I'm this and that. You should be able to gather experiences from these places. You don't just sit there and expect that experience will come from where? Until you work 5, 10 years. No, there's a new definition of experience. It is not until you work 5, 10, 15, 20 years before I can agree that you have experience. Within 6 months, if you are able to gather experience, and you are able to achieve results, that is experience for me. The other day, I was speaking with an undergraduate, and I was saying that you have an opportunity to gather experience. How? Join ISEC. Let them place you somewhere you can intern, somewhere you can volunteer. There was a time I was speaking with someone. My wife is actually presently volunteering in a public school. We're supposed to do it together, but she started it first. Then I'm going to join her. Why? We are doing it actually to give back to the society. But for undergraduates, for graduates, as a matter of fact, that moment you're looking for a job, if you look around your community, you are going to find a public school. The process does not take eternity for you to get yourself in the classroom. Yes, it may not be paying you right now. That's why I said, look around your community where it is closer to you preferably a trackable distance to you, where you can go in, teach a period or two, make yourself useful, network with other teachers in the public school, get yourself acquainted with what goes on in the classroom. When you are getting that job interview, you have something to show the recruiter or the interviewer what you have done, to show them that you have been in the classroom and you understand how the classroom operates.
Impressive, impressive. You know, I kept shaking my head
I kept shaking
because
my head
because there's a
I,
list I
you know, I,
made from
there's a list I
the
made
school owners that we
from
spoke with,
there's a list I
and
made
you've basically
and
ticked off a good number
basically
of the
of
things they said. I'm just going to run through some of those things here.
I'm just gonna run through some of those things.
Okay.
We have honesty. So
We have
basically,
honesty.
some said they want a person that they can trust, someone whose words mean something, someone that when he says good morning, you don't have to go and check your wristwatch, for example, and another one that is not really common anymore, good dress sense, I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but I don't always see teachers, for instance, who know how to combine colors well,
It has been a tug of war when it comes to dressing.
Who don't wear trousers that are entirety of poverty once you see them, So that's another one. Then there's the issue of a good command of grammar, a good command of grammar. And then somebody said it would employ anyone who has a moral compass, basically the fear of God, who can communicate that, see, I can trust you with things, and you won't wreck them. You won't take company secrets and go and carelessly share in public. You won't take sensitive information and turn them against me, for instance. And then we also have the almighty idea of creativity. Speaking personally now, there seems to be a very huge dearth of creative educators, people who can go outside the um, code, so to speak, that our tutors have created for us. And I say our tutors because for anyone who went through teacher training, there is a problem with how we are trained. We are trained to teach children who have died. Let me use that line. We are trained to teach children who have died. 1975 children, 1902, people who are down on initiatives, people who are down on ideas. But if you look at the kind of children we teach today, they were designed to be our collaborators. They were designed to be our collaborators. And so if there is one thing I see, as both a teacher and a teacher trainer by privilege, it is this very one, creativity. So overall, these school owners that I sat with, they all agreed on 8 qualities of anybody that will work with them. And you've mentioned some. They said teachability, the ability of someone to understand that, yes, I went to Kafancha to study, I have this degree, I have that degree, but I do not know everything. And for me, from experience, it's not just to say it, it is to act it out. Someone might say that he is teachable, but you see it in how the person responds to finding out about his ignorance, for example. which will always happen. If we all live long enough, you will find a ton of things that you don't know. And it's very rare. It's very rare. So the school owners said teachability is one thing they look out for. Another one talked about the readiness to work with others. Are you a tribal person? Are you a religious person? Are you that Christian who doesn't want anything to do with a Muslim? Are you that Yoruba person who cannot work with Igbos? The ideas that your grandfather gave you many years ago, do those ideas still control you, or are you a global citizen? Then there is honesty as a virtue. Then there is a good dress sense, a good command of grammar as well, creativity, a moral compass, and one that I if I meet 10 teachers, maybe I'll say in one: mastery. Mastery. That is, we know you went to school, you showed us your certificate, you served, you've done TP twice, but have you mastered your subject area? And is there proof that you have mastered the subject area? So these were some of the things that these school owners shared with me. And as we draw this to a close, I just wanted to ask you, sir, that if you could sit down now with a cross section of new school leavers who are going into the teaching arena, like first year teachers, that's what we call them, what would be your key advice to a first year teacher, someone who has not come into the system yet, but is just beginning? What would you say to them if you could look in their eyes and speak honestly?
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
All right, thank you.
You've actually also ticked some of the things I have. When you talked about creativity, I actually have on my notepad, how creative and innovative are you? School owners or employers are looking for problem solvers. They're not looking for people that will complicate their work. They're not looking for people that will always come around and give them more things to think about. They're looking for someone that can think for them, someone that can, before they spot a problem, has spotted that problem and is preferring solutions to that problem. So that's that about that. Now, to a first-time teacher or first-year teacher, or someone who actually desires to be a teacher, this is my advice for you. Like you said, you had 8 points. Let me just give you the bullet points, so that I don't bore us with too much of stories and all that. Number one is your attitude. Number one is your attitude. Is your attitude positive and good? Is it an upbeat or an enthusiastic kind of attitude? How passionate are you? If I sit with you, if you're interviewing me and I sit with you, you will see the passion in me immediately. I'm not going to hide it. Even if I want to hide it, it naturally comes out. It naturally comes because I am passionate about it. I am not doing. There's a problem in our society today, in the educational sector in particular, which is the fact that a lot of people are accidental teachers. And that is what gives birth to teachers on purpose. A lot are accidental teachers. They are circumstantial teachers. They are conditional teachers. They are situational teachers. They are teachers because of there's no job in town. They are teachers because I want to keep body and soul together. They are teachers because while I'm preparing to get that big job I'm waiting for, let me just go into one school and start teaching. At least I went to school also. And that's why we have problem in our teacher training colleges. A lot of them, because they don't have admission into the university, they feel that you can just quickly go and do a crash NCE course. It is a total disrespect to the education sector that you are going, or to the teaching profession. Can you just sit and say that I'm going to medical school because I can't get admission to study accounting? Okay, let me quickly go to a medical school and go and do a crash. It doesn't work that way. So until we see the teaching profession as a profession on its own, a profession that deserves the respect that we give to doctors and nurses and engineers and lawyers and all that, we're not moving anywhere. We're not moving anywhere. So like I was saying, for a first time or a first year teacher, your attitude is very important. Your attitude is very important. Are you passionate for knowledge? Are you passionate about your learners? Are you passionate about the teaching you want to do? That is number one, your attitude. Number two, are you teachable? Are you teachable? We've talked about it the other time. Are you teachable? Willingness to learn. I remember a quote that I learned sometimes ago. He said, learning from a teacher who has stopped learning is like drinking from a stagnant pond. And we know what stagnant pond is. We know how bad it is. So when you sit with a teacher that is not learning, that has stopped learning, then you're sitting in front of a pond. And so when you start taking lessons from that teacher, it means you're drinking from a stagnant pond. It means you are hurting yourself. You are harming yourself, because that stagnant pond is harmful. So that is the other one. The other one, like I talked about, is, are you creative and innovative? Are you creative? Are you innovative? Do you see problems before others see? Are you able to provide solutions? Are you able to come up with ideas? Are you able to? There are some places you get to and you feel that there's something going on here. They are cold. Can you spice up the place for them? Bring up your creative and innovative spark and just spark up that place for them. The next thing they look for, can you take criticism with grace and style? I've seen a lot of people that you tell them professionally, not destructively. You professionally and constructively criticize them, trying to point out what they have done wrong and trying to put them through what they're supposed to do. And they go back and they find it difficult to swallow that in good faith. Tell me the profession that you will never find criticism. Nowhere. Nowhere. Because we are all learners. We all make mistakes. And so when you make your mistake, are you willing to take criticism with grace and with style? How do you undo feedback? If your school head or your supervisor or someone that monitors you, evaluator comes in and says that during your teaching so class, I observed so and so, this was what you did so and so, are you the type that changes your countenance immediately? Are you the type that give responses that are not professional? So are you able to undo feedback the appropriate way? That is, I think, number 3 or number 4, I'm not counting. The next thing is confidence. How confident are you in what you know? How confident are you in what you know? With strength of respect, anyway, with strength of respect in your mannerism, in your speech, in your communication, in your dressing. We talked about dressing the other time. In respect, how confident are you in what you want to teach? The other one is communication. Do you know how to communicate? Many people don't know how to communicate, especially in the official capacity. Many don't know how to communicate. And a workplace is different from your home. A workplace is different from school. A workplace is different from your church. A workplace needs officiality. And that's why a lot of us are having problems this day. We don't understand the place of officiality and the place of relationship. They are two different things. If I'm going to handle my business in a relationship manner, I may not make profit because I will feel he's my friend, he's my mother, he's my daddy, he's my sister. But if I'm going to handle it in an official capacity, we are able to do things the right way they are supposed to be done. The other point is, how dependable are you? You talked about your loyalty the other time, sir, which is true. A lot of them are not loyal. A lot of people we're employing these days are only there for the money. Yes, money is good. I'm not going to discount that. I'm not going to discount that. No, money is good. I'm also earning. I also want to earn more. Yes, but money should not be the driving force. Money should not be the first thing. How dependable are you? How loyal are you? Is it not that when somebody comes and say, well, I'm going to pay you, I've seen this play out very well. I'm going to pay you 50K because they're paying you 40K here. Let me put 10K. And then you run to it. That is not the way it should go. How dependable are you? How resourceful are you? How resourceful are you? Are you resourceful in terms of human materials, in terms of human resources, in terms of material resources? How resourceful are you? Are you able to manage your classroom supplies? How are you able to, do all those things within limited resources that you have? Can you really work under minimal supervision? I was telling my staff members the other day, a lot of people write in their CV, I can work under pressure. I can work under minimal supervision. Two things. One, I don't like seeing I can work under pressure in anybody's resume or CV. I don't like saying it because number one, it's actually a lie. That is said. I can work under less supervision. How true is that? How true? Can I close my eyes? Can Can I sit in my office? Can I go out of the school and believe that you're going to do things the way you're supposed to do it? So that even if I have any complaint, I know that whatever I'm hearing from you is what actually happened. Can you work under less supervision? Are you a good manager? A manager, I tell teachers, you are a manager, you are a leader, you are leading a class, a community, and you are managing a community. So how are you able to manage your resources? How are you able to manage your time? How are you able to manage people around you? How are you able to manage materials that you're given? Is it not that I give you all the materials or supplies you need in your class, and before even midterm, you're coming to me to tell me that it's all gone? You need another one. How are you able to manage the children under your care? Because they come in different sizes, different shapes, everything different. You see the cold, you see the warm, you see the hot. They come in different forms. Lastly, let me put these three together. Are you patient and empathetic? Are you patient and empathetic? If you are not patient and empathetic, I'm telling you, you cannot work with learners. There is no way you can work with learners. You have to be patient with them. You have to show empathy with them. Whatever they do, whatever they are doing, you must be able to understand from their own point of view. That is why it is not good for you as a teacher. You just feel that everything a learner does, you want to beat, or you want to scold, or you want to punish. No. You must be able to have a conversation with that child to understand from the point of view of that child. Lastly, are you comfortable with tech? That is the crown I'm going to put on it. Are you comfortable with tech? A lot of teachers, you tell them, prepare PowerPoint presentation. They cannot. Hold a class via Zoom. What is Zoom? How do I? You find teachers coming on trainings and telling you that they don't understand, they have to unmute themselves. They have to, basic features of some of these things that anybody does not go to school about. I'm writing a book. Probably I have to change the direction of the book to teachers. Things they won't teach you in teacher training colleges. Things they won't teach you in education faculty. Things lecturers won't tell you. Nobody is going to sit you down to start teaching you how to do Zoom, how to use Zoom. How comfortable are you with tech? Look at the pandemic that happened. If you're not comfortable with tech, you will struggle. I know a lot of teachers that struggled. It gave me a whole lot of work, training and retraining teachers that could have gone on Google, that could have used Udemy, that could have used Coursera, that could have used Allison, that could have used even YouTube. How comfortable are you with tech? The school of the 21st century, just like you said, that they are expecting that we teach children that are dead, children of 1970s, children of 1980s, whereas we have the 21st century. I got a nickname when I was in a particular school. They call me the 21st century head of school. Why? Because I make reference to it every time. If you're doing something in this age, in this time, do it according to what we have now. These children are smart. These children, they understand some of these things even before you say them. So it is important for you as a teacher to be tech savvy. There are a lot of them. You can go ahead and have crash courses that you can do. They will put you through how to use Duolingo, I said Duolingo, sorry, how to use Edmodo, how to use Google Classroom, how to use Zoom, how to use a lot of them like that. I cannot probably even remember right now. That you can use some of them. So as a first time or a first year teacher, it is important that you understand some of these basic things that we have highlighted. Are you dependable? Are you creative? Are you resourceful? Are you innovative? Are you teachable? What is your attitude like? Are you a good manager of people? Are you a good manager of resources? How comfortable are you with tech? Can you take criticism without creating drama or without creating problem? These are some of the things you need to put your mind. Loyalty. How loyal are you to the organization you're going? Are you going there just because they want to pay you? Or are you going there to add value? If you're going there to add value, then you're going to be dependable. You're going to be loyal. We can't exhaust everything, but this is the best I think we can do.
So loaded now, so loaded, very loaded, actually. Um, while you were speaking, I just kept scribbling. I just kept scribbling because this is a lot, and this is what I keep saying. Even with all that one might think one knows, thank God I came with my pen and my jotter. While you were writing, something came to my mind, and that's what somebody calls YouTube University. YouTube University. The kinds of things I have come in contact with on YouTube are amazing. Basically, you can have a full degree of its own just by being on YouTube, and you can go on and apply those things, and you change your life forever. And change your life, forever.
Very well, very well, very well.
Change your life, change your life. And so the final thing that I have been privileged to learn in all my exchanges with school owners is the money. Money. Um, I have the privilege of having a mentor that I respect so much, teach me basic principles about life and living. And one thing he said about rich people, school owners now, is that you must be able to know their needs. When you know their needs and you meet their needs, that's when you become their friend. So everybody needs money. The poor person wants money. The rich person wants more money. So when you come into the life of a school owner, who of course on the table is higher than you, financially speaking, it's important as a teacher to think of how you can help them earn more. You will become the friend of a school owner whose bank account you make get credit alerts. It's as simple as that. I have tested this. I have tried certain things in my teaching career that at a point I almost became proud. I could tell people, for instance, that if they are sacking all of you, they can't sack me, and it's not pride, because every single term I'm coming up with something that makes this person look at his phone and he's basically smiling at, well, another one has entered. That kind of person will always be in the good books of a school owner. So this has been so much. I have learned a lot, and I just want to say thank you, sir. I want to thank you, Mr. Adeola, for giving us the time. I'm giving us the time. Giving us the time. Giving us the time.
Thank you so very much
Thank
for
you so
the
very much
privilege,
for
for
the
the honor
privilege,
too.
for the honor too.
You said something.
You
Let me
said
just quickly
something.
chip
Let
in
me just
something.
quickly chip in. Let me just quickly chip in.
As a teacher, what is your self-worth? What is your self-worth? Go on Teachers on Purpose and probably read that. I think I did something on that sometimes ago. What is your self-worth? If you know your self-worth, no employer would make you feel less important in terms of how much you're being paid, in terms of how you're treated. If you know your self-worth, you can bargain your way to financial breakthrough. If you know your self-worth, you can get the salary you deserve, not just any salary. And just like Mr. Gbenga said, you must be able to add something, to put something on the table. If you bring something on the table, you will get beyond even your salary. Like he said, he has a testimony. I have the testimony too. If you bring something extra on the table, which is value, you're going to get something extra from school owners.
Okay, so I want to draw the curtains on this. I know it's a weekend and you probably have something to get to, but we're so grateful. I just wanted to say to everyone who you know finds this video that, see, the teaching profession has more than what you have seen so far. If you had met me maybe in 2016, I would have not been able to say this. But over time, I have come in contact with school heads. I've come in contact with forward thinking teachers. And I have seen that you can have a life in this field. However, it comes at a cost. And that is one motivation behind um, this kind of program, the Discourse, where I hope to keep bringing people who are doing great stuff in the sector to come and talk to teachers as much as possible. Before I round off, I'd like to say my name is Olugbenga Oyeniran. I am a teacher. I'm an educator with pride. I chose to be one. I'm a teacher on purpose, like Mr. Adeola would always say. Um, I'm the convener of Teachers Roundtable, a Facebook group that you can easily search out if you want to join us to be a part of this moving train. And we are also available on WhatsApp. Beyond that, I'm also the lead servant of Ezra Integrated Services, a basically education involved outfit in Lagos. And majorly what we do is teaching and inter-school competitions is one of the main things we. So we will be doing this on a regular basis. This is the Discourse, and I am your host Olugbenga Oyeniran. By the grace of God, we'll be doing more of this. We will, of course, be glad to bring back Mr. Adeola at other times, as well as other great minds in this great profession. But for now, I want to say thank you for joining us and see you next time. Bye bye.